The Icons of Real Estate Podcast. Are you ready to learn the proven money-making secrets from top-producing Icon agents? Ready to skyrocket your business? This podcast is for you. Tune in every week with your host, Tomasz Fonseca, and find out how to implement proven strategies to 10 times your business, from $3 million to $30 million in just 12 months. Brought to you by the Masters in Real Estate Marketing, Arter SEO.
Hello and welcome back to the Icons of Real Estate Podcast. I'm your host, Timothy Kaitano, and today, ladies and gentlemen, we have a good show for you. Ladies and gentlemen, I always say this, ladies are taking over in the real estate industry. And every week we bring you women that are really changing things, that are trailblazing in the industry. And today's guest is no exception, right? So if you in the comment section, please, I need some clapping emojis. I want you to help me welcome my guest today, Courtney Schuler. Welcome to the podcast.
Thanks, Timothy. I'm excited to be here.
Hey, excited to have you here. We know you're a busy woman. I think you are in an industry that's really demanding, right? And I really do appreciate you taking the time to be with us today. For those that don't know who you are, can you please tell us about yourself and how you got into real estate?
Sure. Yeah. So I won't start from the very beginning because I don't want to bore anyone. But yeah, as you said, I'm Courtney Schuler. I'm in the Fargo Moorhead market, which if you don't know where that is, it's in North Dakota. I started real estate about 3.9 years ago. That's what I like to say. Yeah. I've been primarily a buyer's agent this whole time. I'm dipping my toes into the listing agent side too. And reason being is because I just really wanted to fully wrap my head around buyers and how I can help them the best, right? Before I move on. I didn't want to be a realtor who was like scattered and didn't know what was going on with either party. So I kind of got into it. Yeah. So I got into it after working in a corporate job that just wasn't for me. And yeah, here we are. I don't foresee any time slowing down. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, that is a good thing. I think for most people, no one really starts off, like you graduate from high school or college, and you're like, hey, I want to be a realtor, right? People usually start off with jobs that they hate and be like, nah, I think being a realtor is much better than this. So I just want to find out, like, how was it when you first started? Like, what challenges did you face? Because I know the first year can be quite challenging for a lot of people, and some people just can't take it. They'll be like, okay, I can't take this. I'm out. But you managed to, overcome that all. So what were some of the challenges that you faced when you first got into real estate?
Yeah, well, I will say I was very fortunate to start when I did because it was kind of COVID era. So it was like 2020, right? So we knew what COVID was. We didn't totally know how to react to it yet. So I was very lucky to come into the market that I did. Of course, there's always challenges though, right? Obviously, a big one is financial challenges. It's kind of one of the things when you're starting real estate that people don't really talk about. You're investing a lot to get started. And so I did have money saved up, but I didn't have my first closing for 5 months. So there was a financial strain there. My other big challenge was probably that I was young. And, when you're working with buyers who are older than you, they have a tendency to maybe not value your opinion as much because they think, oh, well, you haven't done it yet. So those are kind of some of the main ones that I dealt with. Like, luckily, the market in Fargo Moorhead was phenomenal. Like, people were selling, they were buying. So there was lots of activity still happening. And yeah, I guess I was very fortunate, but yeah, there's always challenges when you're a new agent, So biggest one is the financial stability. Like, everyone, you just got to know, like, if you're thinking about getting into real estate, there's some challenges to come with the finance side.
That's true. And I think a lot of people don't really know that. And the ones that do kind of have this picture of, now it's okay. I'm going to sell a house within my first
Yeah.
month. Like they have this image that they get when they're watching real estate shows
Yeah.
or from Netflix or they
Like selling
following.
sunset.
Yeah, selling sunset where everything just happens fast. A person just has a look at the house, like, yeah, I love it. Let's sign it. They're like, oh, okay, I can do that. And that's what's
Yeah.
going to happen. And when reality strikes, that's when you're like, okay, all right, it's not what I thought. So
No.
I mean, I can only imagine that, when the moment you realize that, you probably need people in your circle to help you and support you. Do you
Yep.
have anyone within your circle that supported you through that time and even guide you as well in real estate?
Yeah. Yeah. So I joined a team up front.
Mhm.
And honestly, in my opinion, every agent should start out on a team
Mhm.
because even though you do all the schoolwork, right? All the terminology, all the book work, it's not like selling real estate.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not doing paperwork. It's not negotiating. It's not talking about how to handle sensitive situations.
Mm.
So I joined a really awesome team. I'm on the quality and associates team here in West Fargo. So we're through EXP, of course.
Mm.
And I honestly owe it to them because I joined two realtors who had a lot of knowledge and kind of took me under their wing. And that's how I learned how to implement all of these different functions other than just terminology.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I think every new agent should start on a team because like you kind of just get thrown out and you're like, what do we do now? So
Mm.
if you don't have that team to help guide you, yeah, it's going to be a tough start.
Yeah, and that is very true. I mean, I think once everything starts becoming practical, that's where it changes because now you
Yeah.
need people that have been doing it to guide you.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people tend to ask the question, like, I mean, how do you get the support? Like, is it really the same? Because I know EXP is cloud-based, and
Yeah.
nah, it's not my kind of thing because you're not meeting up in an office and stuff. But how was it for you? What was the experience like for you joining EXP? And I mean, 3 years later, what do you like about it now?
Yeah, I will say if you are looking to join like EXP, it is cloud based. So it is different than going into an actual broker's office.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you have a virtual world, and I always compare it to Sims because it just feels like that to me. Like you
Oh yeah.
log on and you have this person and you're walking around
Yeah.
trying to get to places. And so that was super helpful. And like all of the knowledge is there. If you want to do weekly meetings with them, you can jump on. You can do all of that. Like it is just so easy to access all of the material that you need at your fingertips
Mm.
without having to wait for someone to respond to you always. So I guess that's why I still value EXP is because I know I can find it. It's not like I need to wait for a broker to respond to me for however long that may
Yeah.
take.
Yeah, I think that's amazing, and I like the Sims idea. I'm probably
Yeah,
gonna I'm probably gonna pitch it to the CEOs. I'm like, yeah, I have a new idea, like avatars, and we could just do conferences and
yeah,
conventions,
yeah,
virtually instead of meeting up, like in Miami this year. Let's just do
yeah,
it virtually, maybe by
yeah.
work. All right. Oh, that's amazing. So you have a background in business management and
Yes.
hospitality. Like,
Hmm.
how did that help how you approach real estate? Did it help you in running your business?
Yeah. So at first I kind of thought it was silly because I went and got a 4-year degree and then
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm just going to take this course and then get licensed.
Yeah.
So it is kind of funny, but it does work. It does help because when you are an agent, you are self-employed. So you need to have a
Mm,
little bit of a business background so you can keep yourself afloat, really.
mm, mm,
So that has helped me a ton in my own personal business and just managing finances and trajectory and how does it look if I do this versus this, etc.
mm.
So the analytical side has helped me a lot. Um, the hospitality, I think, has helped me the most, though, I think.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, because like in this industry, you really need to know how to recognize different personalities and adjust according to that, So they kind of say like you're supposed to mirror who you're talking to, right? Because you're trying to make them more comfortable. So having that background in hospitality, and honestly, I've always kind of been in customer service and sales. So I know how to talk to people and I know how to ease emotions because it can be a pretty emotional process sometimes.
It can. It really
Yeah.
is. I mean, I can only imagine because think about it, whether it's buying or selling a house, it can be really stressful and
Yeah.
really, emotional because this is something that people work hard to, attain. Like people
Yes.
work years and years just to buy a house. So it's
Yeah.
not something they approach smiling, but you have a way of, just I think just lighten the room, and I think that's a powerful tool. And I think
Thank you.
your clients are lucky to have you as an agent.
Thank
Now,
you.
I want to know from you. I mean, what qualities do you believe make a successful agent? I think right now our goal is to make sure that we change the stats. The stats
Yeah.
say that 80% of real estate agents, like new real estate agents, leave or quit within the first year,
Yeah.
and we believe that sharing unique stories like yours kind of helps change that, So
Yeah.
what qualities do you believe make a successful realtor?
Yeah, so that's a great question.
Mm,
I mean,
mm,
I think there's so many qualities, right?
mm,
You obviously have to be a very determined person
mm,
because this job is a grind. Nobody's going to do it for you, so you have
yep,
to put in the work.
mm,
I think that you also need to be a very compassionate person in order to give the best service to your clients.
mm,
If you're lacking in that area, you kind of just come off very salesy, right? And nobody
yeah.
really trusts anyone that's super salesy.
Yeah, I
You
know I
also do,
don't.
yeah, I know, I don't either, right? So I get it. And that's why I'm like, you just need to be you. Like
Yeah.
your person is what's gonna sell you. I think the other thing, obviously, is you do have to have a little bit of a sales tactic, just because sometimes people are nervous and they just need reassurance, right? So obviously, it's our job to give you the best advice we possibly can, right? So then you're saying, oh, well, this looks amazing. These are wonderful features. This price point is amazing. But, there is a foundation issue. Like maybe we need to talk about that a little bit more.
Yeah.
And that's something you can use in negotiations, obviously, too. So, but I think really just being personable and being a real person with a heart and leveling with people, in my opinion, that is what makes a really good realtor.
Mm, 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 mm. So, ladies and gentlemen out there, I hope you guys are taking notes. All right. I hope you realtors out there, especially new realtors, I hope you're taking
Yeah.
notes because this is what you need, right? You wondering, hey, why why is it that when I start doing business with people, like they just, ghost me? What's going
Yeah.
on?
It's
Maybe
probably
you
because you
be
sound like a robot.
yeah,
Be
you probably
yourself.
sound like a robot. You are just talking about sales. You're just trying to push things. And I think that's what people tend to forget sometimes, like there's a reason why, a lot of people tend to say that this is one industry that AI can take over because
No.
AI doesn't have compassion, doesn't have that
Mhm.
human element. And that's the one thing that people need sometimes, right? People
Yeah.
want a person where if I'm getting divorced and I'm selling my house, I'm gonna need a person who's gonna be a bit compassionate, right? Not just a
Yeah.
person like, yo, so when are we gonna do it? Like, all right, you're just gonna sign the papers, right? No, don't worry, just move out, move out, move out. Like, dude, like I lived here for
No.
10 years, man. It's kind of hard for me to
Yeah.
actually let it go. I need someone that
Absolutely.
understands that. So thank you so much for saying that because I think that's one thing that a lot of people overlook. They're like, nah,
Yeah.
this is just business.
Yeah.
It's not emotional, it's not personal, it's just business. So
Yeah.
thank you so much for adding that. Now, I
Yeah.
just want to find out from you, like any exciting things that you want to share with our audience in North Dakota, like any exciting listings that you have that you want to share with our audience?
Yeah. Well, I mean, exciting news, I guess, today is I have 3 closings. So that's a
Wow.
10 out of 10.
Wow.
We love
Way.
that.
We
Yeah, we
love
love
that.
that.
Hey.
So on the other side, now I only have one active listing. So I mean, that's a good thing that they sold. However, I need to
Yeah.
get some more.
All right, all
But
right, all right.
yeah, I'm really focusing on the buyers though, because it's a tough market for them right now. We just don't have a ton of inventory, but that's
Yeah.
one win. Second win is Quality and Associates. We are completely remodeling our office. So I'm so
Okay.
excited to walk in and not feel like I'm in the 90s. It's going to be
Oh yeah.
great.
Oh wow, that's amazing. That is amazing. So listen, if
Yeah.
you in North Dakota and you want to sell your house, right? This is a
Yeah.
perfect opportunity, right? You,
Yes.
if you're listening to this right now, this is your sign. This is your sign right here. For all those that do want to reach out to you, for all those that want to do business with
Yeah.
you, how can they reach out to you? What's the best way for them to reach out?
Honestly, you have all of my contact information, I believe, Timothy.
Yeah.
So phone call, text, email. I'm super, super, super active on my Instagram. So if you
Okay.
want to kind of check out my vibe there, please
Mhm.
do. Like, I want to make sure that I'm a good fit for you too.
Yeah, yeah,
This
yeah.
goes two ways, right?
Yeah, it does.
So yeah, I think everyone should start there. And then yeah, I'm as long as I'm awake, I will respond. I'm not gonna lie to you though, I'm a grandma and I go to bed at 8:30 if I can. So if it's past that, it'll be a morning thing.
Yeah, so yeah, guys, you heard that. So just leave a text, right? We're gonna have her details in the
Yeah,
description, right? We're gonna leave her Facebook, Instagram, and even if you want to visit their website, feel free
yeah,
to do so, and drop her a text. She'll definitely be happy to help you out.
absolutely.
Now, lastly, before you leave, like, what are your plans for your career? Like, do you have any goals that you want to achieve in the next 5 years? And if so, how
Yeah.
do you plan on doing it?
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, every year I set a new sales goal, right?
Mm,
Whether it be volume or actual number of transactions. And so this year I set my goal for 32. I am going to achieve that so
yeah,
far. So stoked about that.
yeah,
I would like to get to 40 next year. We'll see what happens. The world's changing every day.
yeah,
So we'll see what happens there. But that's my big goal, and I'm just gonna keep grinding over here. I'm just doing the not so fun stuff to do that, like making phone calls all the time. That's
yeah.
not always super fun, but it's what's gonna get me the business. So I'm just hoping that, I'm already starting to see repeat clients and referrals. So I'm just hoping that I can continue to build that base.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. Well, we wish you all the best, and I know you're definitely gonna smash it.
Thank
So,
you.
ladies and gentlemen out there, if you find yourself in North Dakota, man, look out for Courtney, man. She might
Yeah.
just be knocking at your door, or she might just be handing you over the keys to your dream home. So please
Yeah.
do keep an eye out for her. So, on behalf of the Icons team and myself, thank you so much for being an amazing guest. I really enjoy this. We hope to have you back soon. We probably will have you at the end of the year when you smash your goal and we are celebrating. So
Yeah.
thank you so much for being an amazing guest and being an inspiration to other real estate agents out there. So thank you so much and keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It was so much fun.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you got this far, please hit the like button if you're watching this on YouTube. If you're watching this on any other platform, please share this with your friends, share this with your social circle because they will love you forever. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been your host, Timothy Kaitano, with the amazing superwoman in real estate, Courtney Schuler. Until we meet again next time, take care and peace.